On the sidelines of a recent event, Nightly News questioned the ambassador on the electoral reform process, which the country has recently embarked on with the help of the International Republican Institute, an offshoot of the Republican Party in the United States of America, reminding that embarking on such a process requires the consideration of short, medium, and long-term objectives. Ambassador Canto expressed optimism that the country would prioritize the objectives.
But I'm sure that when Guyana starts implementing all those reforms, they will focus on the most important and urgent ones first, I'm sure.
Earlier in March this year, the European Union Election Observation Mission, which monitored the 2020 election in Guyana, presented a report of its findings to the government of the day. The report contained 8 priority recommendations which head of the observation mission, Urmas Pait, expressed hope that government would urgently consider.
These include 8 priority recommendations suggesting to review and consolidate the fragmented election legislation, launch a consultation process to overhaul the composition and functioning of the Elections Commission, develop effective legislation to regulate political finance, foster transparency and accountability in online and offline campaigning.
Some of the other priority measures outlined include a transformation of the state media into a genuine public service broadcaster, clearly written procedures for the transmission and tabulation of results, as well as a comprehensive election dispute resolution system to ensure effective and timely remedies throughout the process. In May 2021, it was made public by Attorney General Anil Nandlal in a press release that the International Republican Institute will be rolling out an 18-month project which would pave the way for electoral reform locally. It was also highlighted that the IRI planned to reach out to the governments of India and Canada to support that process. There was no mention of the European Union. Canto told Nightly News, however, that the decision was entirely up to the government.
The European Union Electoral Observation Mission provided a set of recommendations. It was entirely up to Guyana to accept them or not.
The ambassador reiterated that the country can continue to count on the support of the EU.
Since Guyana has decided to go in that direction, I can tell you that Guyana can count with the support of the European Union to go in that direction.
A handful of local politicians as well as political scientists, the likes of Dr. Henry Jeffrey, Dr. David Hines, and others have publicly registered their concern with the involvement of the International Republican Institute in Guyana's electoral reform process. Some premised the reason for their objections on the occurrences of the Capitol Hill riots in the USA in 2020 after President Donald Trump, who leads the Republican Party, refused to concede defeat at the polls to Democrat-elected Joe Biden. Wendell Badrie, HGP Nightly News.